All right, I'm Todd Brooks. I'm back with you again from Fordland. We're going to show you basically just the connections that have to be made to the various items. You've got the camera connection, laptop connection, and then the actual black body connection as well. So we're going to start out in that box. The cables that you received, it's going to be just one standard AC extension cord here. You'll see the 3 prongs. We're going to connect this to the actual back of the black body. You see where the power switch is. Just make that connection. And then you'll be able to connect that to your 115 volt source. And what you'll notice is on the back of the black body, you're going to get a testing signal that comes up. The process controller, it's automatically set for 37 degrees C, so please do not make any adjustments to that. That is the actual camera's temperature reference point, so leave that at 37 degrees C. System typically takes about 7 minutes to get up to temperature. I would allot for 15. That way it's just nice and stable. You know you're good to go to start actually screening people at that time. So like I said, just allot yourself about 15 minutes to achieve temperature stability. It's only 37 degrees C. It's not hot at all, but it is a precision held tolerance. The other connections we're going to talk about here, we talked about the actual DC power supply that's included in that kit. This has a unique connector on the end. That's going to actually be used for the camera. We're going to pull out the laptop here, kind of set up our equipment. I'm not going to plug everything in today, but you absolutely should make sure that you've got a stable power source for all of this equipment. Make sure you have a permanent DC power supply for your laptop. Always hook that in. Do not rely off the laptop battery. This is going to be a long-term deployment, so just feed it with straight DC power with an AC outlet and you'll be just fine. So when we look at the camera, a couple of things to note here. You've got your connections right here that can be made for the tripod, standard quarter 20. In the future, if there's ever a need to mount this in any different orientation, this can actually be unbolted and move to the top of the camera for an overhead installation, but any of our installations right now are going to be on the tripod, and that quarter 20 adapter goes right here. On the back of the camera, we basically just have one connection. Unscrew this cap. You look at the composite cable. Note, I'm not sure how good of a close-up you can get, but you will actually see some keys. If you look at the keys on that Canon plug, there will be one that's solid all by itself. There's a set of 2 that are 2x2, and then there's one that's very thick. That is your top alignment pin. You'll notice right there, I'm not sure if you can see that on a close-up, that is the one that is always going to be in the vertical orientation. Once you mate that very carefully, never force, just very carefully set that up and start to turn. There's bayonet pins on the connector, and then start to twist, and it's just basically a quarter turn lock, and now it's securely in place. We'll set that back down. So the camera connection is made. This is a composite cable. It has the power and your network connection. The other end of this cable, it's going to be 2 connections made. Standard network cable adapter. Very simple. Right into the laptop that's being supplied. No problem. This is the actual DC power supply that's used for the camera, supplied by the manufacturer ICI. Just very simply connect those 2 and just have it in an area where it's not going to get bumped or possibly pulled. Just make sure that that power supply is stable and not walked on or get tugged on, and you'll be all set. Inside the kit that was delivered with the camera, there's an RJ45 extender right here. Very simple. There will be an included network extension cable. You can just click that in. And then if you needed to extend this to give yourself some distance from the laptop, very simply just click that in, and now you're fine. And then you'll be able to get some more standoff distance and keep this back away from the camera and separate the laptop should you find it necessary to do so. Our installations here locally, we've been able to have the camera close enough that we can just go direct with the network cable right into the laptop. So it's all dependent on the site and how you're going to lay that out.